Hello, my die-hard actor friends. I say die-hard because we're not only striking, but we're in the middle of this crazy heat. I don't know where you are, but I'm schwitzing. But I still make these videos for you, okay? I turned off my fans for this. So, you're welcome. I love when you folks write in with questions because I keep thinking I'm going to run out of content, and then I get a message from one of you asking a question, which gives me something to talk about. This was in response to, I forget what, because it starts with yes, done that. Anyway, this is the question. Lately, I've been frustrated when preparing a self-tape with no script and the only sides and perhaps a page before it starts for small clues to any information. I'm going to read that again. Lately, I've been frustrated when preparing a self-tape with no script and only the sides and perhaps a page before it starts for small clues as to any information. I have to sometimes make up my own motivation for the character's meaning, never sure of the writer's intent. How do you navigate that? This is such a good question, and we were actually tackling this in my acting class the other day and talking about what to do when you don't have a clue what's going on. I got so many different things to tell you about this. First of all, I think everything comes down to basic human emotions, and so if I don't understand the exact details of the scene, I can often go, okay, but what's the frame of mind? What's the human emotion? What are we trying to communicate? Are we trying to defend ourselves? Basic things. So often, and particularly this happens with sci-fi, where you're like, I don't understand. They're talking about wizards and angels and time warps and things. Even still, characters have basic human emotions. The need to be a hero, the need to save somebody, the need to find out where somebody is. I mean, basic things. And if you will endow those with import, then the rest takes care of itself because of the context that will eventually be on the screen in the episode. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't make sense. I want you to remember that everyone auditioning for the role is getting the same amount of information as you, so you're not being cheated. And also, I've said this before, it's always in our best interest to attribute to casting people the ability to do their job well, and that means they've given you the right amount of material. Sometimes, particularly with co-starring roles, but even sometimes with guest starring roles, there isn't a big arc or a big story or a big mystery to solve. Sometimes it is what it is. And I think we sometimes overwork those, roles to the extent that we're trying to make it into this big, dramatic, complicated thing, and it's as simple as what's on the page. Having said that, yes, sometimes you've got to make stuff up. And here's the great thing about that. Nobody knows what's in your mind. Nobody knows what's in your mind. They only know if you're being honest and truthful. So if you've had to create a reason for what you do or say in the scene, great. Then you have a reason for something you do and say in the scene. It doesn't have to be correct. It's not a test, friends. It's not a test. We just want to get to good, honest behavior. So we may have to come up with reasons to make the thing important or worth saying, or a reason why that character is in the script. We may have to make that up. But that's okay, because you're not writing it out and sharing with them. It's hidden in here. I was going to say something really heretical, and now I will. Sometimes when I really don't have a clue, I will almost arbitrarily choose. My character it has a judgment about the other person, or my character wanted his job, or my character feels he doesn't deserve his job. This is so tricky, guys, because there is always a danger of adding too much intrigue that isn't called for. So I almost want to undo what I just said, but I'm not editing today, so because it's too hot. I don't want to do this again. Be smart. Nuance what I've just said to you. If the character doesn't have a lot of real estate, don't overload it with stuff that's not called for and can't be justified in the script, okay? But you can give the character a point of view once you've really vetted that script for clues. And that's the other thing I wanted to say, probably not the last. The other thing I wanted to say is, if all you have is a page and the page before, you better make sure you are really scrubbing it for clues. They're in there, friends. It's amazing the things you can uncover if you really make yourself vet everything and make everything make sense and make it line up for yourself. And again, none of this, Melinda, is to discredit your question. I mean, it's definitely a puzzle. I like to think of it as a fun puzzle, though, Melinda. I like to think of it as like, okay, all right, they give me a little puzzle here. Let's see what I can do. Ultimately, you make your most intelligent, best guesses, choices, and you do your very, 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 very best analysis of what you have, and then stop worrying. Stop worrying. That really gets in the way of the performance. Stop worrying about whether it's right or wrong. Do the work, and then fill in the gaps that you really, really can't fill in, that really can't be filled in based on what's in front of you, and then go forth and send it off with confidence. I hope some of this is helpful. Melinda, thank you for your question. I really, really appreciate it. It was a good one. And as usual, I've given you a sort of a big flurry of possible answers for you. And thanks for writing in. All right, friends, I'll see you next week. And we'll talk about more stuff. I don't know. All right, bye.